welcome back to the Morning Brew with Larry Aarons. I'm Erin Muffloda, your co-host, and today is one of my favorite days. It's Food Day with Check Your Local IQ, and we have Justin here today, and he's going to talk to us a little bit more about what's happening on the food scene in Albuquerque.
Yep.
So, hi Justin, how are you?
I'm well. How have you been?
Good, and before we jump into it, tell us a little bit about yourself. So you work with Local IQ, and...
Yeah, I work with Local IQ, and I just do a food column every issue, which is bi-weekly, of course, and I just kind of give a little bit of news about what's happening in the restaurant scene. Maybe it's a new restaurant opening, maybe it's a couple special events that are coming up. So, you know, just anything that's new and happening within the restaurant scene in Albuquerque. So.
All right.
And there's always something going on.
Always.
Something new.
Absolutely.
Restaurants coming, restaurants leaving, but there's always somebody new opening something. Now, the focus today is on a specialty menu.
Yeah, I wanted to talk today about prefix menus, which sounds, you know, maybe a little fancy, but it's just menus that are coming at a fixed price and, you know, a set menu where, you know, you have maybe 3, maybe 5 courses, and you know, sometimes there'll be a wine pairing or a beer pairing or a cocktail.
It's kind of a
pairing.
European thing, and
yeah, and it's definitely catching on, you know, here in the country, and you know, it sounds maybe a little bit intimidating, but it's not too fancy. It's a nice, I think it's a nice introductory course for people who may not be too familiar with different types of cuisine.
And a nice way if anybody's looking for dates or something. Great
Absolutely.
way to, you know, go on a budget too.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So I mean, you don't get too carried away with spending on, you know, certain entrees or anything, and you know what you're getting, and you know, it's a good experience.
So there's a group of restaurants that do this on a regular basis. Let's look at a few of them. First one is Jennifer James 101.
Yeah, Jennifer James 101. They do, it's called their $25 Thursday dinners, and basically you get 3 courses, $25. You know, you just pay tax and gratuity on top of that.
Does that include dessert?
I believe so, yes.
That's kind of a neat deal.
Yeah, it is. You know, and their menu changes every week for the
Right.
Thursday dinner. So, I mean, I'd like to be able to tell you exactly what they do, but you know, for your own reference, you can always check out their website at jenniferjames101.com, and you know, they're always giving updates about what the menu's going to be like. You know, what things are going to.
It's not a bad
it's an
deal.
adventure.
Absolutely.
Let's look at the next one, which is Zinc Wine Bar and Bistro, and Zinc has a fixed price menu as well.
Yeah, you know, they do it from time to time. Actually, just earlier this month, I went to their Cocktail 101 class, which was.
I was going to say, besides their drinks, their food is really good too.
And it was a fantastic experience. It was the first one that I had attended at Zinc. And, you know, it was a 5-course, and Keela Harrington, who's a mixologist here in Albuquerque, worked with sous chef Joseph Bauer, who's going to be on here in a little bit.
Yeah, Joseph will be with us here in a couple minutes.
And they came up with a menu that paired, you know, spring cocktails with some, you know,
how fun.
More seasonal food. And, you know, it wasn't, you know, particularly French food or this or that. It was... You know, it went through a nice mix of, you know, classic cocktails with a, you know, nice modern twist on it.
What did they have that you really liked on them?
Oh, man. There was a Carolina pulled pork with collard greens that was fantastic. And if I remember correctly, I might be wrong, it was paired with a, I want to say it was paired with a Manhattan, but I could be off on that. It might have been a mint julep, but either way, everything was fantastic. Yeah. So,
and what's the price point on those?
You know, prices vary between, you know, different places. For that particular cocktail class, it was $45 per person, which, you know, it still comes out to a very affordable dinner for.
I like that it makes dining an event. You know, you really, it makes it. Anticipation's a big thing about dining like this.
Yeah.
And those events as well, people can socialize and get to know each other.
Absolutely.
Let's go to the next one. That's Chama River Brewing Company. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, Chama has, you know, obviously they're known for their beer, and, you know, they have a fantastic restaurant over there off of I-25. And what they'll be doing for Albuquerque Beer Week, which is going to be starting, I believe, on April 25th, they're going to be hosting a beer dinner, which is also
beer dinner.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's not quite like the college beer dinner, but you know, it's They're going to be bringing in other breweries from around town, like La Cumbre and Nexus,
Oh, okay.
and
Nice little mix of beers.
yeah, just kind of bringing it.
And they're going to pair beer with the food, which
yeah,
is
and
just like a wine dinner. Yeah.
and they don't quite have their menu set for that, but I can guarantee you, just given my experiences at Chama, enjoying their food, it's it's going to be a very great thing, and it's also a chance to try some beers that are going to be sort of like one-off. You're not always going to be able to get this at the store, or, even at the tap room. So it's a very unique menu that's going to be coming.
Well,
up.
let's go to the next restaurant, the venerable Scalo Northern Italian Grill.
Yes,
always
absolutely.
a favorite.
Yes, everybody
One of my favorites.
gotta love Scalo, and they do their Wine Down Wednesdays, which is another prefix menu, and that happens every Wednesday for $27.50.
That's not bad
plus
for Scalo.
of course tax and gratuity.
There's some real value there.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, not to say anything's outrageously priced, but it's a nice opportunity to be able to once again go and have 3 courses, and each one is paired with wine, prepared, I believe, by Chef Mendoza, and it's not always going to be Italian food. They kind of dabble in different cuisines, internationally. So it's a great experience to learn about new food and learn about different food that maybe you've never tried before.
That's not just during a happy hour, it's just a dinner menu. So
if
I don't make it by 7 p.m., am I okay?
Right, yeah. And you just got to kind of check on their website, see any details of anything that's coming up. So yeah.
If you want the smart list from Local IQ and you see it on our screen, the issue's about to go away, and the new Local IQ issue's coming out. So grab it. It's a great reference. And there's a lot of new restaurants in there that you've written about, Justin, and a lot of reader favorites that have come on the scene. So good piece of info. Grab it today before it goes away. We're going to come back in a moment, and we're going to meet Joseph Keller with Zinc, Joseph Bauer, excuse me, sous chef at Zinc. And he's in the house here, and we're going to talk to him on the Morning Brew. We already gave him some coffee, so he's awake.